Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Infiniti QX80. This is the Sport model. As you can tell, it's finished off in the two-tone exterior paint, which is an option, and the MSRP for this Sport is just over $108,000. We have quite a lot to go over for this jumbo SUV, and we'll start off with what this is powered by, which is the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6. This is paired to the 9-speed automatic, and it pumps out 450 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. Sent through the all-motion four-wheel drive system, this nearly 6,000-pound SUV will do 0 to 60 in just over 5 seconds. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 16 in the city and 19 out on the highway. Now for the Sport exterior package, you'll notice there's a lot of gloss black, as you can tell. With the one exception, the Infiniti logo is finished off in the brushed aluminum. Now there's a forward-facing camera, all the parking sensors, even a sensor for distance pacing. You'll notice too these massive cutouts on both sides to help provide better airflow, along with all the cutouts in the grille. Now the headlights and high beams are also integrated into this trim piece, and the DRLs and turn signals are in the thin strip in the upper section to match the upper section of that grille. You'll notice too more gloss black accents in the lower section of the bumper, and then some very nice lines that come down the hood. Now this model is also equipped with a set of 22-inch wheels. They don't look all that big on this jumbo vehicle, but they have a nice multi-spoke design. You'll notice the trim accent just behind the wheel there, and then the power folding side mirrors, which have a camera and a turn signal. Now this also has fixed running boards. There's also a roof rack up top, and this has a full moon roof as well. And then very subtle lines that flow down the side. Nothing jumps out or too crazy. Really nice molded fender flares there. And then in back, the third brake light and the wiper blade are up top, so it gives it a seamless design. There's LEDs for all the lighting, backup camera, all the parking sensors. This can tow around 8,500 pounds as well, which is pretty respectable, so it's very capable in those aspects. It also features remote start, so you can use that upper button as needed. And then this only has the liftgate. The glass is fixed, so you can either use the button on the key fob or that button right there. And the QX80 is a 3-row SUV, so with the third row up, you have a good bit of space. You get a little bit of storage under the floor, and then you also have a 3-prong. You have some hooks, so you can place a net here if needed. And then on the passenger side, this model is also equipped with the height adjustable suspension, so you can use that to raise and lower the rear end of the vehicle depending on what you are doing. And then you have the controls for all of the seats. Now they are one push, so you just push on it and let it go the rest of the way. The second row is going to do the same thing. So if it is in the way for whatever reason, you can just push on that one and that is going to fold flat, giving you an ample amount of space in the back. My one gripe would be the time that it takes in order to put those up and down. So I do need to put these back up so we can walk around and hop in, and they should be up by the time we get back. And then you have 2 buttons up top to close and lock the vehicle. Now you'll notice that the door handles on this actually pop out. So when you're underway, they will be flush with the vehicle. You can use the small circle there to lock the vehicle, and then you just grab the door handle and that will unlock it. Now this model also has the blue leather interior. There's Alcantara, there's also the Klipsch audio, and then there's storage in the lower section there. And then this is equipped with the captain's chairs for the second row. Now in order to gain access to the third row, if you're small enough, you could walk right through the middle into the back, or just push on this button by the headrest for a few seconds. And once the seat starts to move, you can release that button and let it go the rest of the way. So now we can gain access to the third row, which has 3 seats. Now at 5'10", I probably wouldn't ride around here too long. You can recline the seats. You have cup holders and an auxiliary, and you can move these seats forwards if you need more leg room. But honestly, it's not bad. I'm just barely touching the headliner. So it's mainly for smaller kids, if you're bussing around kids, but I could ride there if I really needed to. And then the same thing goes to put the seat back into its position. Just push on that button once. Now you have a grab handle. There's also storage pockets. And then as you can tell, well, they just went away. When the vehicle is on, you have all those lit up. You have your heated and ventilated seats, where you'd like the air to go, fan speed. And then there's also some auxiliaries down below. You have more auxiliaries with storage and cup holders, adjustable armrests here. And then you'll notice air vents, more grab handles, and the moonroof there. And then working our way up front, This has memory seating adjustments, all of the window controls, side mirror adjustments, and then more storage down below. And then this even has massaging seats up front. They are automatic. You have a lot of adjustments to get those nice and comfortable. So as we start this up, this has a leather steering wheel. On the left side, all of the cruise control settings along with volume. And then on the right side, there's tuning, you have voice commands, and then you can use all of these for the gauge cluster or the infotainment system. So with it on this left one here, that means that we are looking at the gauge cluster. So this is the current layout, and you can go into settings where you can change the layout too. So you have your customizable display, so you can go through a few different settings there. And then you can also scroll through your home screen. So you can pull up two different views here. You can look at some more driving information, even the height of the vehicle. And then you can also look at your all-wheel drive, your fuel there, TPMS. You have your map, music, and then you can pull up some of the driver safety features along with your distance pacing and more of a clean screen there. So it's pretty configurable to go through all of that. And then when you push on the right side, now you can go through the infotainment system. So you don't have to use it as a touch screen, which is nice. Now you have the e-brake, auto hold, steering assist, auto start stop. You can turn on and off the head-up display. There's the liftgate release. There's one air vent. And then with the infotainment system, everything in the lower section is fixed. So you can easily get into all of your settings, so you can control and set up all of that. You have the 4 squares to get through all of these icons here. You have voice recognition, your home screen, which has the split view. You can customize these as needed. And then you have your phone when that's paired. You can get into music and pull up your maps there too. Now you have volume and tuning underneath that along with vents. And then for the secondary screen, you can go through your climates. You have heated and ventilated front seats, where you'd like the air to go, heated steering wheel, your temperatures. You can get into your rears, so you can adjust all of the same. And then mode is how you can get into the different driving modes. You have your height adjustments and some 4-wheel drive selectors. Now behind that, this is your gear selector. So we can push on R for reverse, and you have so many different camera angles that you can go through just depending on what you would like to see. Now if I put the vehicle into drive, we have the forward-facing angle now, and you can go through some similar angles, even this one here where you can see pretty much under the vehicle, which is nice. And then you have the 360 view to see around it further. Now you also have an auto mode for your height adjustment, and then if you push on the camera button by itself, you can go through a few forward-facing angles. This is perfect for slower speeds. When you're pulling into a parking space, you can quickly gain access to your visibility there. Now behind that, under this storage bin, there's wireless charging and auxiliaries. You have cup holders on the other side, and then you have a small tray and more storage in the armrest. There's also more Alcantara, the leather. You get storage down below. And then the glove box, which is a pretty far reach, has plenty of space. You have garage door buttons up top, a sunglass holder, and then controls for the sunshade and sunroof. And then here's a look at visibility over both shoulders, where it's pretty easy to see. You have a lot of glass for this jumbo SUV. And in sport mode now, second gear, here we go. It's definitely got power to get up and move for being such a big vehicle. Now the paddles aren't that responsive, but that's not something surprising for a vehicle of this size. You're not really using those for performance driving. You could use them to get up to speed, of course, like I did, but you can also use them for towing, to hold a gear, and to drive accordingly depending on those situations. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Jumbo QX80. You have a very high seating position, really neat design in the hood too, so you can see that passenger side very well with the contoured lines there, so that way you can easily place that side of the vehicle. Very important, especially again for its overall size. But you sit very high up if you're looking for basically a truck in an SUV form, even over the roofs of sedans like that. But the driver's seat is very comfortable. You have the automatic adjustment for the steering wheel. And again, for its sizing, it can take these corners well, or turns just at normal speeds. But again, it's not a vehicle meant for high-speed turns, but it's nice that you have a fairly confident vehicle for its size. You'll feel the weight slightly, as to be expected. And you have a really good vehicle to daily drive. MPG also seems to be pretty impressive at half a tank. We still have 312 miles to go. For the driving that I've been doing, very impressive. I think it started just over 500 something. And so if you want a big vehicle that also has a pretty good range, you could go on some long road trips and not have to fill up all that often. That's another perk. These vehicles at this size aren't really meant for MPG, but it's nice that they can go a very long range and you don't have to do frequent fill-ups with these vehicles just because of the sizing, the weight, and everything like that, of course. But other than that, it's a very nice vehicle to drive with the amenities that you have too. It's just going to be a comfortable vehicle to drive every day. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2026 Infiniti QX80 Sport. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.